understand you've got a couple of gigs coming up to sort of launch the new album. Just tell us about those.
I am performing in Newcastle on Tuesday, 18th of September. That's the first ever time you're not going to hear the album live.
Oh, in your hometown as well?
At the Time Theatre, and then I'm performing in London at St James's Church in Piccadilly. It's like quite an intimate but cool venue.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, they're going to be really fun shows. I was in rehearsals 2 days ago for 17 hours. It was a long rehearsal day. Getting it all properly done. Because I literally haven't had time to rehearse. I had to cram it into one day so that I was able to obviously go everywhere else. So I think I nearly killed my band members.
We need to clone you.
Well, like, please jump. I was like, 2 more songs, come on. It's done.
Yeah.
2 more songs. So yeah, they're going to be fun. But there's still tickets available if people want to come. And you can get them off my website, joemcElderryofficial.com.
Oh, I've got to cross off one of my other questions now to ask you. If you're performing in a church, this is a highly inappropriate question to ask. We interviewed 4 puffs and a piano, and they said, well, of course, the first thing we do is SOS. We SOS the audience.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's shag of show. So they go out and they look at the audience. They go, like, sorry, Joe, I'm really sorry. And they go, row 4, in the middle, with red top, get backstage. So they have an SOS of each show. I was gonna ask you that question, but as you're performing in a church, I'm not going to. So I'm just going to leave you with the SOS and use it as you will.
In a church, I have never done that before.
I think it's just 4 puffs that did that.
I think, to be honest with you, you're probably right on that one.
Wow, that is... That's the first time I've heard that one.
It's hilarious, isn't it? It's hilarious.
You know what's going to happen now? I'm going to be on stage next week on that, and I'm going to think of that and burst out laughing.
Yeah, you are. Or you might see someone turn up with a little, I'll be your SOS. Then you'll know what that means.
Do you enjoy being famous?
I don't really kind of think about the fame side of things. I understand it's all part of the job, you know, and I get that. And I understand that it's kind of, you can't have one without the other. I try not to pay too much attention to it and think about it, because I think if you do, you just get wrapped up too much into it, you know, like, I love the support I get. I love going to the shows and seeing everybody, and like I'm doing a signing next week I think, or sometime, and I love going to meet people, you know, and seeing people, and I like that side of it. But like past that, I kind of try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Because I think if you just start, I don't know, get a bit big-headed.
Yeah. Also, it's horrible when you look at magazine racks and you see the National Enquirer and Closer. It's like, I'd love to see the journalists that write these stories have the same stories written about them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Don't you think
their children.
Yeah, it's bloody nosy, and it's really rude.
You know,
what
to
they do.
a certain extent, you know, I understand there's some things that people want to know about, and it's just, it is
not about cellulite, Joe, and who's boffing who.
I know. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think it's sometimes I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Is that a bit too far?
No, it's not.
Not at all. Because we were reading the press this week that you'd had a bit of a trouble with somebody who got a bit too excessive.
I don't like that story at all. I think it's really
it's a bit of a full-on week.
A huge invasion of your privacy and your family when something crosses over to you performing to someone thinking they can get in your life. It's not right. It is not right at all.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I would have loved it not to have gone into a legal situation. That was the last thing I wanted, but it was a situation that needed to be dealt with, and I just kind of, hopefully I can draw a line under it and end it there. But yeah, not the best of situations.
No, I hope you never have it again. We were interviewing Adam Lambert.
I like Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert is bloody brilliant.
Great performer as well. Yeah.
And for you know, for him to be #1 as a gay guy in America on the Billboard charts.
#1.
Yeah, he was #1 with his album.
Yeah.
And he's just very, very proud. He just doesn't care about that. But we were talking about homophobic tweets that he would get. And he was sent some really horrible messages in the early days. Do you have to deal with anything like that?
Do you know what it is? I actually don't see that many. I know some artists get like, not even just homophobic, but really abusive tagged. I mean, you know, people, if I type my name into Twitter just without
Don't do it! Don't never
I wouldn't, but I'm sure there would be horrendous ones. But I'm not interested, but I don't get my name tagged in them as such. You know, you get the odd idiot now and again. But I'm just like, really, like, do you really have the time? If you hate us that much, why do you want to sit and write about us?
They hate their lives.
Do you know what
And can I just say, I've misrepresented you there. Do type your name in streets. Nothing bad comes up. I'm just saying, why would anyone do that? Because it's scary. There are some strange things on. You know, you're all right, Joe. It's not a hate page. Don't panic. And we don't take
You've already vetted it all for us.
Get it. But there's a theory about those people. It's like American Beauty. You seen that film? Kevin Spacey, you need to watch it. It's incredible, and it's about a guy who hates himself so much. He's got such self-loathing that he hates the world as well. That's the character that it turns out to be gay in it.
But my opinion on this whole Twitter thing is right. It's like music creates opinions.
Yeah.
You know, and artists and whatever form that you do it in, whatever it is. It's supposed to create an opinion. It's supposed to create like a topic of discussion. You know, like I think Joe's album's absolutely rubbish. I think Joe's album's great. It's okay. I like this track. I don't like. That's fine. And if somebody wants to tag me in a tweet and go, listen, mate, I think your album's absolutely rubbish. I'm like, okay.
You're entitled to your opinion.
You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. But I think when it goes past that and you're tweeting, you know, like the Tom Daley thing a couple of months back, things like that, homophobic, racial, like really abusive things about people's looks, I think then it's like, why do you need to do that? You know, fair enough if you want to say, I think you're a rubbish football player, or I think you're a rubbish TV presenter. That's your
Thanks,
opinion.
Joe.
No, but you're allowed to say that. Do you know what I mean? That's opinion.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, and that just can go over the head. But I think when you go, there's a fine line.
Absolutely.
And I think when you cross that line, it's a bit like, is that really necessary?
Yeah.
You know,
people don't realise, do they? They're effectively, they're actually, it's a bit like
it's a
getting their own
faceless
microphone.
society.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, God, very deep, isn't it?
So anyway, look, you'll be out promoting the album. Is there going to be a tour coming up as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're discussing at the minute. This side of the year I'll be doing lots of like, you know, one-off kind of places and
Churches! Churches!
You sound like you got a bit of opera.
I'm sorry, no. I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
And then the tour's probably going to be early next year. We're planning it at the minute.
Whilst you're here, is there anything we ought to do? Are you doing the jungle? Is there anything else we should know about?
I'm doing the Great North Run tomorrow.
Oh my God!
Sunday, yeah.
Impressed.
Have you been in training for that?
I have. I've been running quite a lot. I've been really hammering the running. And I'm doing it for Teenage Cancer Trust, which is
see.
I know you're a patron, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing that for them tomorrow. Which, it's always a fun day, but then I've got the album launch shows on Tuesday. I'll probably be crawling on stage. I don't get a walk.
Right.
But it's fine, it's all for charity.
Joe, I wish you put some effort into your career, Joe. Your attitude is disgusting.
You've been running since X Factor, basically.
Yeah,
I've done the Great North Run. This is the 3rd year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
3rd year.
shut your face. There's a question I would like to ask you, and it's about your original X Factor audition, where you went on stage. Can I take you back there and how you felt, and you bricked it and you went, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Can you take us back there?
No, I'll tell you what happened. I actually got through to boot camp, and I got through the first audition. I thought it was great, and then I kind of got to boot camp and I was like, I can't do this. Like I had a massive wobble, and it was about 40 minutes before I was supposed to perform on stage in front of. I think then it was Sharon, Danny, Louis, and Simon, and I phoned me out. I was like, I can't. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do it. I was like, I need to come home. And I told the producers, I was like, I'm not going on stage. And they're like, what? You don't want to be in the, like, and I was like, I can't, I'm just not ready. So my mum picked us up, and Simon actually came out the car and he was like, he doesn't remember this. I looked a lot different then, I was very chubby and totally different. And he came out the car and he went, I think you'll regret it. Obviously didn't, but but yeah, it was. I just was not ready, and on that moment I said I would never go back on the show again. And then I don't know, something inside made us want to go back. Like a year, 2 years later, I didn't tell anybody, but I just had this. I was on a ferry going to Amsterdam, on a weekend cruise thing, and I was sitting at the dinner table and I said to my family, I was like, I'm just going to go to the toilet. And I went to the internet cafe on the boat and I sent the application form off without telling anybody, because I thought if I tell people there's going to be a discussion, like sure you want to do it, and I thought if I just do it without thinking about it, that's it. So I did it, and I came back and sat down at the table. I was like, I've just auditioned for X Factor again.
I didn't know that story.
Yeah, that was the story.
Oh my God.
Are you glad you did it?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the. I don't know why I was so afraid the first time, because it was one of the best experiences, being in the house, being on the show. I would love to go back and do it now with the head I've got on my shoulders now, you know, like, and just totally just have a blast, because, you know, it's through. But I had a blast. I met some great people as well.
I'd say it's the most famous TV show of our time. It
I think in the
yeah,
world now,
it
isn't
is
it? Like,
just nuts.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's absolutely
You
nuts.
look everywhere. Like sometimes, like I look on you're in another country, like in the most random space, and you turn it on, it's like X Factor.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
well, how
I
is
see
that
Simon's
fair?
face again. I see it again. So he was on the Ellen show the other day with Britney Spears, and you think this is crazy.
I like that new lineup in America,
Yeah.
though. I love Britney.
Yeah, she's
And
great.
I like Demi Lovato as well. I've got a Demi Lovato track on my new album.
I was gushed. I thought it was Demi Moore.
Listen,
It was Demi Moore. I said Demi.
Beth Nielsen Chapman, yeah, and also Ludovico Einaudi, who I can
Yes.
recommend to. I love that guy, he's a genius.
Yeah.
Listen, the album is Here's What I Believe. It's been an absolute treat once again to talk to you, Joe
Thank you
McElderry.
for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much for coming to see us.
We adore the remixes. You know, we're playing them to bits on Gaydar.
Have you got them?
Yeah, we've got them. And we've been playing ever since we got
Have
your
you got
first
the
one.
Here's What I Believe on
We've got everything here. We've got everything.
Is that the
There's a
ridiculous
team
mix?
in the basement that are just forced to get it as soon as we get it and put it on, put it up.
Is it the ridiculous mix?
I don't know. Neil's got
Yeah,
it.
I think it is that.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's not coming up.
Is it not?
Maybe, I tell you what, it might be one of the DJs who does the evening show, who's got a CD version of it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, we're going to play it anyway.
Thanks so much for coming to see us. See you next time. Good luck.
Yes.